Welcome to our fake studio audience and you watching on whatever device you're watching right now. Welcome to the 2022 Supercut, where we look at the best things from my channel for the whole year. Starting up first, we're going to have some insight on the history of Oakville Transit. The 14 used to head down Reynolds Street into the downtown core rather than doing its loop through Kerr Street and then into downtown. And there was a separate route that did the run down to Kerr Street. Now I understand that when they did this, it did have some benefits to that one, but it also meant that like the service to Reynolds Street only happened, I think, for one bus a day that didn't run for like 3 months a year. This bus is actually one of those newer, shorter models that basically packed off the 2 rows and goes right at the front of the upper section, so it's a 3-row setup in the back rather than 5. Considering most of these routes are fairly low ridership, I think that's totally reasonable. So the interesting thing about this, those shorter buses have 23 seats, which means that the drivers don't even need a full C license in order to drive them. They can get away with just an F license. And then what happened next is a couple times when I think I'm funny. Whether or not I am is up to you. Okay, this video is brought to you by Telcon Datvox Network Cabling, because it's either that or looking at the sky. So Southern Ontarian culture is changing onto your summer tires right before or right after a major snowfall. I actually came up with sort of hypothetical, cool future scenario where there's a streetcar heading up the center of Trafalgar Road, which would be cool. But then I realized at this time. So the specific rule in OASET and the PEO Code of Ethics that I technically broke with the joke that I ended up cutting was the rule about providing an opinion on a professional subject only when it is founded upon adequate knowledge and honest conviction. And I wanted to, actually just thought it was funnier than a joke to cut it out like that. So the Uptown Core is a place that is very contradictory. It's one of the few walkable-ish, dense neighborhoods in Oakville, but at the same time it's anchored by 2 strip malls and 2 massively wide streets. That really is exemplary of much of 2010s, 2020s built suburbia. During rush hour, I think there's like a few buses that will sort of go express on the, Go express to this area, and skip right up to Trafalgar. Maybe I'll take it one day for the channel. So good news, now the 190 River Oaks Express is back, and little thing for the end of the video, this will be the first video of 2023. The North Campus, where they have a lot of the more technical programs, until however many years ago, was actually a separate school called James Wolfe Secondary School. I think I'm glad that they folded it in and changed the name, because it's probably rather inflammatory to have General James Wolfe Secondary School located directly next to the French school, considering the history of pre-Confederation Canada. So now we get to a video which is me desperately trying to fill content so I can get to the nepotistic part, where I get to show the cab footage from the Toronto subway that I only get because my mom drives for them. Now if only I find a way to edit out all the times my hand was in a shot. They actually wanted to have like basically a bunch more stations between Eglinton and Sheppard, but decided against that in favor of keeping the 97 young. There would have been basically about 1 station between each one of these, and yeah, the station spacing on this section of line 1 is really far apart, like they're about 2 kilometers. So I'm using my insider access to get some footage out the front of the cab, Also called my mom said I could. Appropriate timing for the next two clips, considering that that video came out the day before International Workers' Day, or May Day. Well, I can see everything is going great right now. I'm guessing that the no data is being caused by the fact that members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers who run the Toronto Terminals Railway are currently on strike, so the signaling is being taken over by management who are not professional train signalers. And as such, I am not going to be taking the train to Union Station today as normal. I am going to be getting off at Exhibition to avoid crossing a picket line. And this is the point when we get to the end of May and I finally hit my stride, find my style. Got a true S-tier moment of the year when I get horn saluted by Via Rail, and then a sort of poor B-tier moment when I just make the most shameless plug for people to like and subscribe. And I kept that out of the recap, but like and subscribe. And the Via Rail. Got a brief little horn show from Via Rail. So we're passing Clarkson now at 125 kilometers per hour. Oui! 6 mois avant, je prends le métro de terminal Longueuil à Ligne-Negreux. Cette fois, je prends la ligne orange, mais cette question, depuis Ligne-Negreux à Berry-UQAM, si la ligne orange ou la ligne verte plus vite. What can I say? Almost everything I was taught about the French language is just drilling the present tense into my head over and over and over again, which is why I find it difficult to remember past tense and future tense. J'ai mis les advertisements sur le métro pour la police de la langue. So, none of the music is going to be making it into this supercut, although I will say that my favorite song from there was La Marseillaise. And now we go to the start of the big adventure trip and the two best performing videos of the year. Oh, we're going the wrong way. What's happening?
This is normal. It happens every trip. Since the train is facing east, what they do is they pull up to kind of a 3-point turn, and then after that, this way we can back up and then get onto the main track. This is normal operation. I tell everybody that the engineer forgot his pizza.
So that was our one of the people that was one of the cabin crew on board the train. That is Colin. Is that Colin or is that Paul? Or
I think it might be Paul.
Okay, so I do not understand why they don't just take the Bala sub the whole way up for that trip, since what do they gain by taking the Newmarket sub for that? Because any gains by the increased track speed of the Newmarket sub are just going to be undone by the fact that it took 17 minutes to make a right turn. Now that I've calmed down, just a couple people we happened to see foaming the train I was on, who I happen to know. Hey, Jeremy.
Yeah, this is so lovely.
Do I let you enjoy the entire view, or do I put it 2 times speed up, or do I put like a few times speed up on this?
Oh, so nice. Perry Sound. Perry is sound.
Skate park. As I can only assume the residents of Greater Sudbury want, I will be turning the freight train speed up to 10 times for the next clip, and putting some rather situationally inappropriate music for that, So now we begin the tree fanning videos, which are the ones that I'm proudest of, despite the fact that they're the ones that are most ripped off the style of my father's videos. I will say that, in that clip, my dad did say something self-deprecating about himself, that I didn't record, but he kind of wished was in, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was. So we're deciding to switch SD cards in the camera and switch drivers, because, my dad is a little sleep-deprived. So the goose represents Canada, I'm guessing, because this is the place where they connected the eastern and western sections of the Trans-Canada Highway through the Canadian Shield. These are the Augustauban Falls, 14 kilometers east of Schreiber, which is our second stop, considering we abandoned our attempt at reaching the degree confluence point of 49 degrees north and negative 87 degrees west. Anyway, as we failed that, we are now going to Schreiber, where my dad will now show me every single thing around there, because my dad lived there in the 1980s. Here we are, Nipawin, Thunder Bay District. The Nipawin River Bridge. That road bridge is the only way to get between eastern and western Canada by road. We are currently on the western side of the bridge, so if there's a problem with that bridge before we can get back across it, we are stuck on this side of Canada. So something that we were planning on showing you this morning, as we have now left McLeod Provincial Park, we just doubled back a little bit. And this is the Arctic watershed sign. So from here, this is where the Arctic Ocean... I didn't think the Arctic watershed would come this far south. I thought it would always stay north of 11. Okay.
Hey, that was a very deep hole I fell into, but I'm alright.
Fiskerma, camera how?
Sorry?
Fiskerma, camera how?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Avel Galagagad? I guess you don't speak Gaelic then.
She might, but
Okay.
I sure don't. Maureen, can you speak Gaelic? No. Sorry.
Well, then I won't try to order in that. I do intend to go back to the Scottish bakery and buy more stuff from them, because they look like they have good stuff at good prices. And I will know for next time to stick exclusively to English. You will never find a more barren or desolate place than Sports World Bus Terminal. So we've got some douchebags who are currently obstructing the Ion LRT. So OLG Proline is offering odds on whether or not me publishing that clip is going to come back to haunt me someday. I want to take a real quick time to complain about the people who say that this would all be served better by buses. People saying that the Ion is better served by a bus is not particularly true. I've also looked at the ridership of the Ion. And it has 25,000 people a day take it, which would make it one of the busiest bus routes on the TTC. So could you replace it with buses? Maybe. Could you pile frequency on 6, 7, 8, and 201 and get something? Yeah, but so Ion was a good decision for Waterloo. Well, no reasonable person is going to take that route end to end, because there's already Ion, there's already the 201I Express. Today we will see an unreasonable person take that bus route from end to end. This next clip here isn't my favorite of the year, but I do think it's just fun and I liked it, so I'm gonna keep it in anyway. My stupid English friend dropped their hat.
Thank you.
Skriv mi licher gu boldeg na noleg va iad de bruden Skrif sin an a hule canon. Am bí iad a skrif an Sagana? And that's all the clips we have for you this year. I'm just gonna wish you all a happy new year. Hope your 2022 is great. Hope your 2023 is even better. And as we sing Auld Lang Syne, start the new year right. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and Auld Lang Syne? Fair Auld Lang Syne, my jaw, fair Auld Lang Syne. We'll take a couple kindness yet, fair Auld Lang Syne. And surely I'll be your pinstop, and surely I'll be mine. And we'll take a couple kindness yet, fair Auld Lang Syne. Fair Auld Lang Syne, my jaw, fair Auld Lang Syne. We'll take a couple kindness yet, fair Auld Lang Syne. We died about the praise and pulled the gallant's fine. And we've wandered many a weary fit, sin Auld Lang Syne. Sin Auld Lang Syne, my jaw, sin Auld Lang Syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. We twa piddled in the bound brave mornings until night, but sweeps between us broad hay roared, sin Auld Lang Syne. Sin Auld Lang Syne, my jaw, sin Auld Lang Syne. We'll take a couple kindness yet, fair Auld Lang Syne. And there's I had my trusty fear, and keys I had on mine. And we'll take a good willy wacht, fair Auld Lang Syne. Fair Auld Lang Syne, my jaw, fair Auld Lang Syne. We'll take a couple kindness yet, fair Auld Lang Syne. Fair Auld Lang Syne, my jaw, fair Auld Lang Syne. We'll take a couple kindness yet, fair Auld Lang Syne. Once again, Happy New Year, everyone.